I started doing art, really just came from graffiti. Got into skateboarding, punk rock, and all that stuff in my teen years, and started writing graffiti, and that just took over my life. With graffiti, there's a lot of rules in the subculture, but part of it is breaking rules too, and it's just constantly evolving. That part of it has always helped me not get stuck in a rut with like certain things. Like, okay, I see this thing, I want to bend it this way, I want to put my own spin on it. Everything I do has to do with the landscape or stuff I see out back roads. Graffiti led me to find a lot of abandoned places and train yards, and we were constantly traveling back roads to try to find spots to paint. And so you're always like looking out the window, like looking at different things, and somewhere along the way, like churches started catching my eye, and the South is completely full of religion. It's everywhere. So I wanted to show that, but not exploit it. I used to be super into this shape of revival tents. I just love the way they look, and I realized that revival tents look just like these firework tents that we have down in Louisiana. Like, the tent is just like such this cool shape, and I never was drawn to like the cross at all, even though I grew up like in a Catholic family and all that kind of stuff. I never really noticed that symbol too much until I think I ran out of things to look at, and I was like, oh my God, the cross is everywhere. And it's really hard for me to paint anything without it now. I think I use the cross a lot because people relate to that, it being good or bad. And I've never had anyone look at it and go, why are you painting this? Like, it's a universal symbol that I think people embrace for whatever reason, even if they're like not into religion, that somewhere deep inside they like are drawn to that. So I have like this little library of different characters and different shapes and stuff. I'm not the kind of person that just sits down and doodles or draws. I'm more interested in putting objects together and how they fit in more of a design way. When I finally do doodle and create a character, it'll stay exactly the same throughout the entire process. So like every piece is literally the same little person or animal, fire, every little piece like that is the same. I just rearrange them. One of my favorite concepts in art or music is how people create a myth about them. Like, going back to graffiti, that's the same thing. Like, you just create this like persona that is so much bigger than you are. It's like this name, and people, put together all these thoughts about who you are and what it is, and no one knows what you look like, and you just created this thing. And I've always wanted my art to have that feel. I don't know, growing up Cajun, like it's like you craft and like you're a man and you're supposed to like fish and hunt and build and all that stuff. So I do try to approach my art in that way a little bit. Like, okay, I can build this, like I can put this together. We're like MacGyver, like my grandmother, knitted and crocheted and all that stuff. Like, she was always working on something. I definitely got that like productive gene from them. Like, you just always have to be doing something. You just don't just sit around. Yeah, putting work out is that's a complicated situation, because a lot of time, like especially when you work is personal, it's almost just like letting a balloon go. You're just like as a kid it was like very exciting, like cool, like there it goes, but you're like, wait, like I want that back. Like, I shouldn't have let that go. Like, what are people gonna think? And whenever I set up a show, like I get really excited about it, and then before I step in, I'm always like, oh my God, what did I just do? Like, what is this? Like, like how do I back this up? So yeah, it's scary, but it's also very exciting.